Greetings.
Howdy.
Hail. How you doing?
Good. It's been an interesting week in hockey.
Quiet. Pretty quiet. Nothing going on. Nobody.
Nothing
Nothing
whatsoever.
going on. It's always nice to get past that trade deadline though, because you know you're in that. You quantify the final stretch.
Yeah,
the
everybody
playoffs.
lets out the deep breath they've
That's right.
been holding in for the past 2 weeks.
Indeed.
Especially some of the players.
That's right. It was a bit of a hit refresh. F5, F5, F5. Just to see what was going on. It was quite. Normally, sometimes they're dull as hell, but that was an interesting one.
About the last 2 to 3 seasons, it's gone a bit nuts. I mean, you've seen some major movement. So this year, again with the Four Nations thing, I mean, we had basically 2 trade deadlines, so that was an interesting thing to throw into the mix as well.
Yeah, that's right. There was kind of two. There was like a false start one, and then this one. But yeah, it was quite an interesting day. Obviously, and the acquisition of Mikko Rantanen has immediately galvanized the Stars. They're losing 4-1 to Edmonton right now. So, but
well, at this point, most Avs fans feel he deserves that.
So the Canes fans, we've united the Canes and the Avs. I don't think you can blame Dallas. You can blame the player.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, not Dallas.
I blame the player, and if not the player, definitely his agent. Screwed the pooch on this completely for him and for two different fan bases.
But he did set an NHL record when he hit the ice tonight. The NHL player with the most points that's played for 3 teams in 1 year.
In one season, yep.
In 1 season, yeah. So that's still nothing compared to some other records that were set tonight, or not records, but milestones that were passed. Nathan MacKinnon, of course.
Yeah, beating up Mikey's Maple Leafs and getting to the 100 points first in the NHL this year.
See, the Leafs can score 4 goals, but they can't win. They still can't win a game.
Well, and MacKinnon had a 5-point game on Thursday night.
Yeah, didn't Makar have a 6-point
when
game?
Makar had a 6-point game.
So
yeah, they're starting to fire on all cylinders.
5 wins in a row for the Avs. Yeah, it's frightening, man. Frightening. And I thought we were chugging along nicely. We had a tremendous week with some big wins, and I think we were up to 5 in a row, or four in an OT win. But tonight is going to be a massive slobbering loss by the looks of it. It's one of those nights with Ottinger. Every third game, he'll have a complete meltdown. And he's just...
Yeah. Technically, that works for you in the playoffs.
He's like,
if it's only every third game, then you're winning 2, losing 1, winning 2. There's the series.
True, but he's well. I never thought of it that way. But
yeah, I mean it's a bad thing, but it's not necessarily a bad thing once you get into a 7-game series.
Yeah, I'm not blaming him completely for the goals, but he could have helped by trying to stop some of them. It's like his defense just. Well, we don't have a defense. This is the one thing we didn't do. We didn't improve our defense in any way. So we're still going to have that. And I noticed Lindell's hurt. So that's another. Yeah. Might have been nice if we'd done something there, because we were pretty good offensively anyway.
So, you were deep, yeah.
Yeah, we were pretty good. But I'm wearing my one of my Logan Stankoven shirts tonight to just pay tribute to the little chap that was the human part of the trade.
Gone too soon.
Gone too soon. I know. I've been following him for a few years now, and I'll miss the little chap. But good luck to him. Good luck, Logan. I hope you find big success with the rest of your career. Maybe you'll come back one day.
Is there any big success when you get stuck into Carolina's system? I mean, they make the playoffs. They're just not doing anything huge. I mean,
he might get traded in next year.
In the summer?
In the summer. He might get traded. It's a Carolina thing. Yeah. Let's just trade. So really, if you look at it from their point of view, they lost Nekas. They lost Rantanen.
Drury.
And they got Logan Stankoven.
and 2 number 1 picks in
Well,
26 and 27.
Yeah, and I can understand, right? Jim Neal's normally pretty conservative with giving away picks like that, because we never get great picks anyway, because we're never in the bottom.
Rantanen's a generational player.
Yeah, so he's probably said, well, because we've got that, we've tied at White Johnson for the next 5 years. We've got a few other players that you would consider core on fairly long deals.
Well, now you got Rantanen for 8.
Yeah,
the question is Rantanen a generational player without number 29 Nathan MacKinnon?
But he did okay when MacKinnon was injured, though, didn't he?
He did, but our system's a little bit different.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We will see. I mean,
he didn't look pretty going over to Carolina.
No, but you could tell he didn't want to be there.
Yeah. I don't know. All I know is he'll probably, he went from one of the heroes of the Avalanche fan base to somebody who will probably be booed when he comes back to Denver.
Well, you know what he needs to do? He needs to go out while the Canadian anthem is being played. Oh, of course there won't be, because the Stars were playing.
Yeah, because it's the Stars.
Yeah. I try not to watch the start of the games before the puck drop, because I just don't want to hear the booing. I'm not into this booing
with
thing.
any of the Canadian teams.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I know they'll put together a thank you package for him for when his first game back, because he did win a cup with us and he's been there his whole career. But I imagine he's going to get booed. There are a lot of people that are super pissed off at him right now.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, we'll see, but we'll see how he handles it.
I may even go to the game.
Just to boo him. You'll stand outside and boo him and throw rocks.
Yeah. You know who's got to feel real bad, though? Anybody in Carolina that bought a Rantanen jersey for that 40 days.
And I'll bet they did.
I'm sure they were printing them.
Still a collector's item.
Fans that don't understand how the contracts work would have been like, oh yeah, we got Rantanen, so I'll get a Rantanen jersey. Not knowing that he's not locked up for any amount of time.
Yeah, he was still just a rental at that point.
Yep.
Yeah, now wasn't there another player that was involved in the last 2 days with trades that spent 10 minutes with a team and then got traded on?
Well, one of the people that we sent in one of our trades ended up going, like, within 5 minutes, he got turned around to Anaheim.
To the Isles, and then went to Anaheim. He spent 10 minutes Anaheim as an Isles player.
He never even made it onto a plane to go to New York. So
no, that would be a jersey that was worth collecting. If you
That's a player who's not good enough to have a jersey made, except for his family.
Yeah, that's right. There's always a few like that, though, isn't there? There's always a handful. I've got some weird ones. It's the ones that you would see in the post-season sale at the club's stores when they were trying to get rid of stuff, and I've got a Dan Hamhouse jersey, or I've got a...
they used to do they would print some jerseys for preseason for players that might not even make the team.
Yeah.
So those were kind of weird. WG, what are you thinking?
Yeah, WG.
He says, my diabolical plan has been successful. My team signed Rantanen only to trade him to their divisional rivals, Dallas.
Well, he's not going to be much of a rival at the moment.
I would think WG should be upset out of this.
He should, yeah. Because
Natchez is fitting in just fine on the Avs.
You got little Logan Stankoven there. Well, I don't think the Avs are poor. I think the Avs are doing pretty damn well. So
I think Natchez slots in where Rantanen was just fine.
Yeah. So anyway, what are you drinking tonight, sir? Before we get into the guts of it.
Well, let's see. What should I have? Let's see what I got down here.
Well, I'll start. I'm using up my last supplies of American bourbon and whiskey because they're all off the shelves now. I'm having this Baker's
7.
Yeah.
I've heard it's good.
It is very good. Next time I come down, I'll get you one.
And I am going to have a Sazerac rye pour.
Nice. But yes, the shelves are now...
Yeah, we're seeing plenty of pictures of it on Twitter.
And this is apparently some kind of military victory.
Yeah.
the equivalent of a military victory. So. Yeah, well, Stanky's
All
a
right.
nice little kid. The WG Stank is good. But anyway, yes. Sorry.
The Canes
Cheers.
essentially got, yeah. Cheers.
Cheers, everyone. Yeah, apparently
So,
Stars players are getting injured like crazy injured tonight. A couple of them are injured already in the game.
so WG says, anyway, the Canes essentially got Stanky, Hall, 2 first-round picks. Natchez was going to walk away from the Canes anyway. So it's basically a wash.
Yeah. We might be the ones that are screwed.
But the only thing where I don't think it was a wash is the Canes were on trajectory to possibly make a deep run. I don't know that that's necessarily the case now.
Yeah.
But I think the Canes fandom was not expecting this year to be their year to make the run. I think it's in the next 2 years is when they're thinking their window's open. WG, you can correct me if that's not the case. I don't know what it's like on the ground there.
Well, the Canes are more of a system team than a superstar team anyway. So it all depends on who they've got in the depth in their system to keep playing that way. So not necessarily the end of the world for them, but I
So
actually
he's
didn't.
agreeing with me. They weren't thinking that. I think he's agreeing that they weren't thinking that this was the year that they were supposed to be there.
I didn't see them as favorites to win anyway. So
No, but they were in that upper echelon in the Eastern Conference
yeah,
so far. Because the Eastern Conference, man, this was it last year or 2 years ago where it seemed like the West was sending players Eastern all over the place. I think it was 2
yeah,
years ago
a
at
couple
the
of years
trade
ago. Yeah.
deadline when Boston was on that ridiculous President's Trophy, greatest regular season team ever year. The East was just loading up with players from the West. And this one felt like every single trade looked like everything was going from the East over to the West.
Yeah, I mean the
Our
West was
division
loading up.
our division is a freaking gauntlet now.
Yeah,
The Western Conference is going to be a bloodbath by the
it
end of
is. And the East will be hoping
the
it's
conference
it's
finals.
such a war of attrition. The Eastern team that comes out of it will be hoping the Western teams are all bloodied and injured and
Yeah,
knackered, and it could happen. I mean, you could have
but they may also be battle tested, and the East is
that's
gonna.
right.
I think at this point it's gonna be a cakewalk for Florida to get there. I don't know who's standing up to them all that much. I mean, Washington has been a good story. I don't think they're gonna do anything in the playoffs.
Once Ovi gets the record, they'll just relax and that'll be it. They're over. That's their season over.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, they're definitely gonna make the playoffs, but maybe one round.
Yeah, we
I
should look at the betting odds then. This is
Yeah.
obviously going to be hard to see, but I like this. I love watching this. This was after the deadline closed. Well, there's even music in it. There we go. But you can see I don't know who the ones are that are heading downhill, but there's the Devils. Whoosh, what Carolina? The
Carolina
Devils go off
dropping
the
like a
cliff.
stone.
Devils off the cliff. Florida, Dallas, Edmonton, Colorado. I think that'll change again in the next week because Colorado are undervalued on this one, I think. They're above Winnipeg now in the betting. And
I
above
think everybody kind of agrees that as well as Winnipeg is doing, that they may have the same situation as last year. They have not proven themselves in the playoffs, especially Hellebuck.
yeah, and they kind of stood pat, I think, at the trade deadline. Not that they're, I mean, obviously, from their point of view, there's no need to do anything, but
I
I
think they
think,
made 2 moves. I think is all I saw.
yeah, I'm always a bit, I get nervous when people overvalue Dallas in these things because we have I'd rather we flew under the radar a bit, unfortunately, because we made that big deal there. Everyone's going, oh, look how well stacked you are, etc., etc. But they're kind of overlooking the fact that we're pretty thin on defense. And if Rantanen doesn't hit the ground running, he did get a point tonight, but we're getting hammered. If he doesn't hit the ground running, then
Yeah.
We got to outscore our defense issues, and we had a great week up till today. But White Johnston's on fire, Robertson's on fire. So
I think our two teams probably did the best at the trade deadline of any teams in the NHL. I mean, obviously, the other one that everybody is throwing out there is Florida, just getting Marchand there at the end.
So, according to this article on Bleacher Report, Stars were winners with Rantanen. And we'd already done the Granlund DC thing, which kind of give us a bit more depth. White Johnston re-signing as well, 5-year extension, 8.4 million annual cap hit, and he'll be into his first
you've locked
UFA.
up about a 5-year core window.
Yeah, so that was a good one because he's been on fire recently, absolutely on fire. Hurricanes, it says they're losers here. I think I agree with WG. They're not that big a loser. They might feel a little bruised by it. They're not losers, but
it's just kind of crazy that for 2 years in a row they've gone and made a big acquisition, and then it's been turned into a rental because nobody seems to want to sign there.
Yeah, it's weird.
Extension-wise,
a nice part of the country.
Yeah, I don't know if it's Brindamore or I don't know what it is.
It's the same as
Columbus. On that athletic list. On the athletic list that the players filled out, the anonymous thing, Carolina and Winnipeg were like the top two that people didn't want that would be on the no trade clause.
I mean, I don't know. I just don't get it. I mean, it's not that bad in the area of the country, although it is Raleigh, which isn't as nice as some of the other parts of that state. So,
yeah.
Is it Raleigh? They're in Raleigh.
I think so.
But anyway, Colorado Avalanche. So it was Brock Nelson and Charlie Coyle. And Coyle played quite well tonight, I believe. I don't know how well Nelson did.
Both Nelson and Coyle got a point tonight.
Yeah. So
that second line is going to be amazing. You've got Brock Nelson and Nichushkin, and then whoever else you throw there. Tonight they threw Drew in. You could put Drew in back up with his buddy McKinnon and bring Lehkonen down. So as long as they keep Natchez and McKinnon together and Nelson and Nichushkin together, the third player is interchangeable. You can throw whoever in that spot.
Yeah, you can.
But those guys,
the pairings, yeah.
Those pairings are going to be monsters. And then we get rid of Middlestat, and you've got Jack Drury, who's a face-off specialist, centering one of the next lines, and then Coyle. I mean, we're possibly the deepest team at center now when we started the year with question marks all over the center spot.
Well, Nichushkin coming back and getting a hat trick. Coming back
his first hat trick.
Yeah. So hopefully he stays there. I mean, it was an injury this time.
Yeah.
Not anything else, but I guess the only question you've got then is Landeskog and whether that is even the possibility or even needed.
So it's time to put on the conspiracy theory hat then for the week.
Go for it.
So Landeskog did a interview Friday with the local outlet Altitude, where he basically broke down what has been going on. He said he feels great. He thinks he's getting close. He's not promising anything. He's just a couple months behind Lonzo Ball, who had the same surgery with the same doctor, who has come back in the NBA. And so he hasn't really said anything this whole time. It's been 3 years. But he decides to do this interview. I think because some of the Denver sports media was starting to say it's time to move on, and they felt like they needed to get him out there in front of everybody. But here's the interesting part. Tomorrow night is the first episode of his documentary of his recovery that they are airing on TNT. Okay. Who does a documentary about your recovery if you are not recovered?
That's right.
And releases it before you recovered?
Because you need a happy ending, don't you?
And B, the last episode of that documentary airs the week of the start of the playoffs.
Wow.
I think he's already ready, and they're playing a little LTIR game with it because nobody knows when to expect him.
Don't rush him back, yeah. Why rush him? I mean,
so I think if he is actually ready, he's got 2 months to get back into game shape now. And I think That is what all those things are pointing to. Absolute conspiracy theory, but all those things add up to me saying, and he did say in the interview, I will play again. I mean, even if it's like Forsberg coming back for those 3 games and then saying, nope, I can't do it, he will be back on the ice. The question is it in the playoffs this year? Which I'm getting really tired of this game of will he or won't he? I hope he does. And I know he won't be the same player. But we also just re-signed Eric Johnson, a washed-up defenseman, to come in from our cup run. That was his last time he played for us too.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he came back. Is it really? Do you really even need him though at this point? Maybe it's a bad thing if he comes back and
you throw him on the 4th line. You've got your captain back going into a playoff run. If he can do anything on 4th line minutes or even 3rd line minutes playing wing, the centers are strong enough, and most of the other players. I mean, he's gonna slot in better than some of our glorified AHL players that are playing up there right now, that we've cycled through all season.
Sure, yeah. Okay,
He at least knows the system better.
I tend to support your theory, though. I think the documentary is a giveaway.
I think the documentary is absolutely pointing to he's planning on being back for the playoffs.
Yeah, cool.
What's up, Mad?
Hey, Mad.
So yeah.
So yes, and
I'm gonna tinfoil hat that one all the way up until the puck drops in the playoffs and see exactly what happens there, because I think that'll be a boost. That it'll be like, all right, we're riding this wave for the playoffs.
Cool. Well, we'll look forward to seeing what happens with that. But the news is Edmonton are 5-1 up now. Hintz has gone off injured, hitting a puck in the face. We keep getting players hit with pucks in the face this year.
Have they pulled Ottinger yet?
No, I think it might be waiting until the end of the period. But Hintz is off with a big puck to the face, a lot of blood. So, super.
Do we know, are either of your LTIR guys going to be back for the playoffs yet?
They are hopeful. They're currently saying, and they only just put Miro on LTIR. It was weird. They only put him on LTIR after the trade deadline. It was bizarre.
I've had him. I thought he'd been in fantasy. He's been designated forever as LTIR.
Well, no,
or was he IR?
He was IR. They've put him on LTIR, but they're saying he will be back for almost the start of the playoffs or the first week of the playoffs. Sagan, they're making pleasant noises. I don't think he'll be back. I don't think he's coming back.
Both of them are on my fantasy team, just taking up my IR spots, so nobody could grab them in case they did come back.
We just keep getting player after player that takes pucks to the faces. No, that's Hintz is the latest. He's off. He's not coming back tonight.
That should be a one-game thing. The rest of this game. So.
Well, Marchment was out for quite a few games because he basically.
Well, he's taken like 20 of them in the face this year.
He had 7 pucks he had 7 broken bones in his nose or something. It's some ridiculous. Yeah. He still looks a bit like kind of a low-grade Errol Flynn, Clark Gable, a backstairs child of those guys. But
gonna start looking like Mike Ricci soon.
So, but yeah, so it's not a good night for Dallas. I figured that would happen. I thought all this excitement, they're going to play like ass tonight, and they are. And then Hintz going off. I can stand them playing a shitty game, but with Hintz going off, that's worse news. So WG. Next time Ratner comes to play the Canes, the team should troll him with a pre-game tribute remembrance video. Maybe retire his number as well. That would be priceless.
That 42 days of glory.
That's right. Here's one of the 3 assists that you got.
I think he got a goal.
Thank you for the $10, WG. Appreciate that very much, mate.
Meanwhile, Natchez has just been lighting it up over here. But that's playing with McKinnon.
Well, indeed. So thanks for that, WG. Appreciate that. I've mouse problems here. But yeah, just to finish off that trade discussion, losers. Vancouver Canucks are always losers, so that's. Did they trade anybody? I didn't think they did anything, did they? They did nothing.
No. I think any piece that could have been traded is injured right now.
Yeah. Penguins. Okay, the Rat Kings in Florida. So yes, so Marchand, after years of sterling service, shit disturbing in Boston, has gone to Florida, and I believe there is an official statement from him, which we're going to play at some point.
Yeah, what? Let's just do it now. I'll just transition.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was tired of losing to Florida every year, to be honest. I told Boston to trade me. I want to win a cup. The Rat King is coming home, baby. Boston, y'all are some cheeks. Let this Panthers team beat y'all every year. Well, guess what? I'm part of a real hockey team now. Matthew Tkachuk. Let's say we drop the beef, eh? I'm ready to get a ring. Boston, y'all really thought I was going to stay with a bunch of regular season merchants. I got real teammates now. If you can't beat them, join them. Now, let me out of this press conference. I need a pub sub.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
That's funny. So,
obviously deep fake AI, but
is
fun.
it though? Is it?
I played it for my daughter, and she was like, "No, that's not real." I was like, "Yeah, sure. Look, it's even got the DraftKings, Boston background. Come on."
So obviously he's not going to get to play with Tkachuk because Tkachuk is this year's. Yes, of course you're really on LTIR candidate, Matthew Tkachuk. Of course you're injured, Matthew.
I think he may have broken his wrist during the Four Nations. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure what the actual injury is, but yeah, I mean, everybody's like, well, we'll get to see that, Boston's playing Florida next week. It's like, have you guys also forgotten that Marchand is out injured week to week? He's not supposed to be back for like 2 or 3 weeks. So no, Boston coming in to play Florida doesn't mean crap because he's not going to be there.
Yeah. Well, this is it.
And I know leading up to the trade deadline, I was saying, I thought Colorado had a shot at, signing Marchand, but I was certain that he was getting traded. And I made that call right. But I think based on, everybody's kind of going crazy. Like, how can you only get like a second round draft pick for Marchand and blah, blah, blah. I'm pretty sure they lowballed him. I mean, we know what the numbers were. They were going to pay him $3 million for the next 2 seasons.
Yeah.
So they lowballed him, but out of respect to him, he's won a cup with them. He's been their captain. He's been there his whole career. They said, where do you want to go? And so he ended up picking Florida. And basically you call Florida and you say, you got to give us something. They say we got a second round draft pick. Okay. Cause that's where he wants to go. Kind of like when, the Bruins made the trade with, the Avs.
I think they
20 years ago.
Better. I think they could have offered them a part share in a timeshare in Florida for their holidays. That would have been something they could have offered.
Maybe. But I mean, everybody's acting like it's crazy that he only went for a second. I'm pretty sure it was just he wants to go there. We're going to make the deal happen, even if we get fleeced on it, because he's not going to be there anyway.
Yeah.
And then who knows? Maybe he is back with Boston after the season.
It's always
because he's going to hit the market.
Yeah, it's always possible. But Boston doesn't seem to necessarily treat its veteran players with a great deal of, not respect, but they don't seem to care that much, I don't think.
Yeah, because the whole time he has said he wanted to finish his career in Boston. So, but I think Boston's going to end up going through a complete retool. I mean, this season has shown that they aren't there anymore. The window's closed. Marchand's getting old. This is the first time since 2002 that it's a Boston team that will not have Marchand, Bergeron, or Chara.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's 23 years.
I know it's a hell of a change if you think about it. Yeah, it's identify those guys so much with that team. But what we're not obviously Tkachuk is this year's Mark Stone, but there was a new banner put in Vegas. So that was raised to the rafters in Vegas this year. Kachuk is this year's Mark Stone.
Well, that was just because Shea Theodore went out in the Four Nations instead of Stone. He beat him to it.
So, latest news from because the Stars are losing 5-1 to Edmonton. Henson is injured. Lindell looks like he's injured. And hearing that Rantanen has asked for a trade back to Carolina at the intermission.
In the off season?
No, now in the intermission.
Yeah,
it's such a shit show tonight.
That ship has sailed.
Apparently, they're targeting him pretty hard. He's getting hit pretty hard tonight. So,
yeah.
And we're not a team that copes well with being hit. So.
The other thing that was interesting about the Rantanen deal was apparently Toronto had multiple deals trying to go after him. Yeah. One of them was Marner going to Carolina, and Marner actually nixed that one. He invoked his no trade clause. Then they offered 2 players plus the picks, and the Canes apparently ended up vetoing that one at the last minute, which then left the Canes with no dance partner except for Dallas.
Yep.
And he had to negotiate with Dallas for the contract extension or the trade wasn't going to happen. So the Canes got stuck all morning dealing with that and not being able to target anybody else that they might have wanted to.
See, that was
because they had to get the Rantanen deal done.
Yeah, that was our cunning plan, to tie the Canes up so they couldn't do anything else. The league should thank us.
I think our GM McFarland has got to be somewhat upset. I mean, not seriously upset, but the fact that he got Rantanen out when he needed to, got him to the Eastern Conference, and then he ends up on probably our biggest division rival team 40 days later.
Depends whether he's really seen as a threat or not, because tonight he isn't.
Well, you guys are the ones that put us out last year, remember?
Yeah, the whole team is asked.
There's some bad blood between Dallas and Colorado.
So did Toronto do anything, Mike? I can't remember. I think Toronto did do something, but I can't
remember
what it was.
A couple moves. I'm trying to... and Marner's still not signed, extension-wise.
Yeah,
let me go to the...
Yeah, I'm looking for the what Toronto did.
Problem is, everywhere you look, it just gives you the latest trade, not an easy...
I wanted a nice compact list of them, yeah.
Yeah.
So Mike's in the chat.
Leafs got Brandon Carlo.
That's true, yes.
And sent Minton and a first round and a fourth round. Leafs received Lawton. Scott Lawton.
That's right. Lawton,
for Grabenkin from the Flyers. I mean, the Jets the Jets only made, I think, 2 moves. They got Luke Shen and they got Tanev.
Yeah, that was it. And there was a lot of teams really didn't do much or just tweaked around the edges. But
yeah, Mike is saying both guys that they got were on the ice for all the goals tonight against Colorado.
That's right.
The one, Lawton, got absolutely burnt by McKinnon. I mean, he had him closed out, and Lawton just skated straight by him. So McKinnon was like, okay, I'll take a easy straight shot to the goal, and just lasered it.
Indeed. Well, it's kind of going like that for Dallas tonight. So the Leafs had their bad night tonight.
Yeah.
But McKinnon's just something else, though, isn't he, really? I mean,
100 points at this point with 20 games left or something like that?
100 points already, yeah. First NHLer to reach 100 points in this season. So,
yeah. And I don't think the app that I use updates the leaders until the end of the evening.
Well, let's take a quick look at the scores. Seems to be some kind of practice game going on in Edmonton that the Oilers are winning 5-1. Just a practice game. Wyatt Johnson scored the first goal, and I thought, it's looking good. And then it's been shit ever since. So, hell, Islanders, Sharks, who cares?
Yeah.
2-1. Well, I only for your Muslim uncle who's a Sharks fan. That's the only reason I care. Senators 4, Rangers 3.
Yeah.
in overtime.
Brady Kachuk had 2 goals, and I have him on the bench because I'm
There you
conserving
go.
games.
Oh, I wish I'd been. I would have been better tonight not playing any of my players. I would have been much better.
That's good to hear.
This Kraken. Oh, I've sunk right back down to like the bots are just killing me. Kraken 4, Flyers 1. Flyers had a reasonable streak recently, but Bruins 4, Lightning 0. So getting rid of some players has helped them.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Especially when you're taking on Tampa Bay, who also, I don't think, did a whole heck of a lot.
They didn't do much at all, no. I don't know that not that I can recall. I don't recall. There might have been some minor tweaks. But yeah, the Bruins, I've got Swayman in one of my other fantasy leagues. I had 2 shutouts on I've got 3 fantasy teams. One of them had 2 shutouts tonight.
Nice.
Not the Bourbon and Boarding league.
Not ours. What a shame.
What a shame. Panthers 4, Sabres 0. So yeah, I think the Panthers are looking pretty good. Avs, another massive game, another massive score, 7-4 against the Maple Leafs.
So that's like 24 goals in 4 games for the Avs scored.
It's just incredible.
They came out of the 4 Nations looking like crap. They lost to St. Louis and they lost to Nashville. And then we've just crushed every team that's come up against us since.
5 wins in a row.
I'm getting excited.
Yeah, it's the right time to do it.
And we've caught Minnesota. I mean, we will definitely push them into the wild card spot, and we'll be in the 3rd.
Well, if we don't just have tonight as a write-off, if we don't get back to what we were before tonight, then you'll probably catch us too.
I would actually prefer that.
Yeah.
I prefer anything that doesn't make Dallas and Colorado, who most people are considering heavyweights in the West
Play in the first round. Yeah.
Playing in the first round. I hate the NHL system. It should be a seeded system, and nobody wants to see. I mean, on trade deadline, right after the deadline passed, I saw at least 3 Twitter accounts putting, all right, we can cancel the playoffs. Everybody just has to watch Dallas and Colorado in round 1. That's for the cup.
I know, and this is what
I mean, everybody knows that it's stupid.
Yeah, last year we were first, and we had to play 8th, which was Vegas, who were the cup holders, current cup holders. It's just ridiculous. Like, where's the? That wasn't 8th. Whatever it worked out, we played Vegas. And
you played wild card.
Yeah,
you played whatever wild card position. Wild card.
I mean, that's because we figured that Vegas engineered it that way. Anyway.
Yeah, but you got through them.
Yeah, so we did get through them. So Flames beat the Habs 1-0. Preds 3. That was a Stamkos hat trick tonight.
He did get the hat trick? Because I've got Stamkos as one of the only players I have going.
Well, he had a hat trick tonight.
Just because he was playing the Blackhawks.
Yeah. So he played. Yeah, he got a hat trick. The 1-3-2 in overtime. Though they had struggled. They could only do it in overtime. And the Kings beat the Blues 2-1, which I think might kill any lingering hopes the Blues ever had of getting anywhere near a wild card slot. So.
Yeah, I expected the Kings to be doing a lot more buying at this trade deadline too. They may have done some that slipped by me, but I think it didn't feel as like they were as active as I thought they were going to be.
Yeah, because they're not in too bad a position. I mean, they're looking pretty good. LA Kings. Let's see. Trade. They acquired. Oh, they got Kuzmenko.
Okay.
Andrei Kuzmenko from the Flyers and a 7th round pick in return for a 3rd round pick. So there you go. That was it for them.
Flyers, that was it?
Yeah.
The Flyers did a lot of selling.
They did. The Flyers are a weird bunch.
Yeah.
What are they doing? What are they actually trying to do? I don't get it.
And we were trying to figure out who it was that got traded twice in this. It was Shillington, Oliver Shillington.
Yeah, 10 minutes as an Islander. I want that jersey.
Shillington, I don't think we even produced one in Colorado.
No, Yeah, so Mike says Leafs are probably going to have to play Tampa or Florida in first round. Well, if you're playing Florida, that might be a struggle. Tampa, not so sure.
I don't know. It's the Leafs. They love going out in the first round either way.
They do. They love their golf so much they got to get to it. Yeah, looking at I know there's Stars ain't going to win tonight, so that's. So looking at the East, Panthers 83, Leafs 79. It seems to me like the Leafs are way higher than the number of games they always seem to be losing, and yet they're still up there in second in the Atlantic. Weird.
Yeah.
Let's look at the wild card. So Leafs, Lightning 78, Caps 90. What's Ovi now? 10 away.
10 away.
10 away. Hurricanes still tidily in second there, 78. Devils 72. I think it's thinning out below that.
I still think it's going to be Columbus and the Red Wings.
Yeah. Yeah. It's. I mean, the Sens are on 69, so there's ain't no way I think that they're going to catch the top three in their division. So, wild card's the best they can hope for.
Yeah, and I think they'll get pushed out by Columbus and the Red Wings, but we'll see. Ottawa didn't do much to change their fate at the deadline either.
No, they did not. So the West, well, Jets, Stars.
Jets are on cruise control at this point.
So you're 78. You'll be 6 points off us after tonight, albeit with 2 games more. No, 1 game more played after you
finish this game. It's 1 game in hand.
I think the Stars are just hoping to get out of this game tonight without losing another goal.
I think the Avs are thinking, we will never lose again.
They gave their balls a tug.
Yep.
So Vegas Oilers, well, the Oilers will have 78 after tonight. Wild now pushed down, but they're still pretty comfortable.
Solidly in a position.
Yeah. It's the last, I think only the second wild card slot there is worth fighting for. So,
yeah,
I think
unless somebody goes on an absolute just dive bomb like Minnesota.
Well, maybe. I'm kind of hoping the Flames will make it because they are the nearest team to me.
Right.
And if there's ever, I don't know if it would ever work out, and it probably wouldn't, but there's always a tiny possibility they might play the Stars in some way. But and at least it's an Alberta team, other than Edmonton, who I would rather didn't make it. So anyway, that's what it's looking like. We should probably look at the fantasy now, where we play some clips.
Sure.
So, despite the fact you've left a shit ton of players out, you've gained a point tonight.
I spent 4 days not playing any players.
Yeah. And you didn't. Well, I know Mikey got closer to you, didn't you, Mikey?
Yeah, he was within 1. At one point, it was like 102 to 101 or 103 to 102.
He's had a wild night. 6 points added. I've gone down 3.5 points tonight.
I guess Tay took a lot of them from you then. Maybe from my daughter also, because she's lost 5 tonight.
Yeah, she's lost 5. So I know that I'll never finish bottom. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Since the weather's warmed up here, all these little flies have appeared. So it's walking all over the screen there, and I think, fuck that. So yes, -5 for your daughter. Right. So we'll look at the actual season totals.
This is the season.
This is the season total. She's on 29 points.
Yep.
So I don't think I'm going to finish bottom. I'm not going to finish bottom.
She's going to get beat by every one of the bots.
Yeah. Anyway, so games played, because you've been leaving players out. You're now only 670, so you've got a...
Right, but the important thing is I let Mikey jump 9 ahead of me.
Yeah.
And then Tay also was having a good day. He's 23 ahead of me.
There could be a little bit of
my goalies are essentially shut down for the season.
You shouldn't play them. Yeah.
Although I did leave a shutout on the board last week by not playing Bobrovsky. So I could be at, well, I mean, we counted how many shutouts. If I played my goalies correct all year, I should be at like 13 shutouts total, but it's still leading, so
I've
I'm
missed
fine.
at least one as well, but I wouldn't have 13. That's
Well, I've got 9 right now, 10 plus the other 2 that Hellebuck had, and the 1 that I missed from Blackwood. So
yeah, I've got 8. So is Cocho.
yep.
I missed one.
So
I could have had 9 too, but
so you guys would have to get 2 each to actually jump me, or we could just split that point.
That isn't going to
if you
happen
get
for
1.
me. It's not going to happen. Luckily, I left Stoltarts, the Leafs goalie.
Yeah.
I left him on the bench tonight. Luckily.
Well, 2 of them were empty net. I think.
Oh, he still lost 5.
Yeah, but 5.
So luckily for me, I could have been even worse. Or maybe not. I don't know. So anyway, that's games played wise. You're looking pretty good now, I think.
Trying to.
Yeah.
I'm just going to play strategic games where it's players that are playing against San Jose, Nashville, the Islanders.
Pick Chicago.
Let's have blow-up games like Stamkos tonight.
Yeah, so that's where it's looking. You're still top. You've been top the whole damn way, I think.
No, Mikey had 1 week.
He had 1 week. And Mikey's given it his best shot, but now he's played more games than you. Come on, Mike.
Yeah, well, and if we were to actually break it down, there's categories where I can't catch him, but I can definitely catch 3 people under him that are well within striking distance, and I know that that's 3 points that I get.
Yeah, you don't have to jump everybody. You just have to jump the one above you.
The people above you.
So
there's a few categories where I feel pretty confident that I'm going to be gaining points.
Indeed. So, anyway, there's some fun stuff to look at though.
TZ saying his Canucks are just 1 point out of the wild card. LA did it. Hopefully Vancouver can.
Well, it's possible. Yeah, they could do it. It looks like either the Canucks or the Flames. So we'll see.
There's still what, a fifth of the season left?
Yeah, there's what 20 games or something.
Yeah, I think we're at 20 games left.
Yeah,
or maybe 19 now.
So I think it's time for a fight.
Okay,
let's have a fight. O'Brien and Maroon. I think this is from today. Or not today, yesterday. Utah, Calgary. Let me see if I can get this. There was this new setup I've got with the 3 screens up the top. The mouse never goes diagonally. I have to go across to the middle screen and down. It keeps getting stuck.
You need to align them and click on the ease cursor between monitors.
But I did, and it still won't fucking do it. So this is quite a tasty little punch up here. O'Brien's usually good for value. I love O'Brien's hair. I just think he's got the flow. He's got the beard. He's like mountain man.
Yeah.
He's the new Joe Thornton.
Looks like a lumberjack.
Yeah. Oh. Some of these are deceptive. They look like they're landing and they're not really.
That tends to be the case. So that was a pretty good tilt.
Not bad. Not bad.
Let's go with the worst fight of the year.
You got that one? Oh, that one's funny.
This is easily going to win worst fight of the year.
Yeah.
Sherwood, I think.
It's terrible.
And now Sherwood's going to fight Hartman.
Sherwood and Hartman.
It's funny.
In the Minnesota end. Sizing each other up at center. Sherwood, of course, had to take off his extra layers of gloves underneath.
And it's over.
Otherwise, he get a game misconduct.
These guys should be embarrassed. They really should. Oh, the Stars have got Stars. By the way, are back to 3. It's 5-3 now from 5-1. Stars have just scored 2 goals in a row in space of a few seconds.
So you're saying there's a chance?
I'm saying there's a chance we could lose 7-3. So that was
So,
that's got to be in the category at the end of the year. Worst. We'll have to have a best and worst fight of the year, and that's got to be one of the nominees.
I'm pretty sure that one takes worst automatically.
Yeah, there was a few other quite good ones though. I've got one more. Let me just tee this up. This was Red Wings, Blue Jackets, Anathizu. I can never say that. Andreas Anathizu. This one's not too bad. It's from Hockey Fights. I think Calvin. Oh well, no, Anathizu's fighting back.
Yep.
That was
And break it up.
okay.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Spirited is a.
This one that I've got ready to go next is kind of funny because apparently nobody knew that Nice was left-handed.
All right. Okay.
Lost to San Jose at home on Monday night, and right off the hop, Matthew Nice, Zach Whitecloud are going to go.
Left.
Whitecloud had to get him to the ground so he could save himself.
That one was hilarious.
That was a good one. Left.
If you're going to fight somebody, you better know some basics of whether he's going to be throwing which hand.
Yeah. That's right.
So that's from the last game. That's why the fight was happening.
Wow. Yeah. Oh, I'd like to see that. Can we see that again? Are they going to show it again?
Yeah. I think. Yeah.
Because I got a few hits to show.
Matthew Nice is so big and so strong. If he could do this just
that was the first one was the best.
Yeah, but he got him a few times.
Yeah, that was fun. That was fun. A good one.
I like that one.
Yeah. This change of tack. This is this Gibson save. This John Gibson save, which I'm sure
one of the save of the year candidates. Definitely.
This is just stupendous. Can't beat the old boys. Right behind himself.
The replay on this one is where it's real good.
Oh, I got to see it from behind, yeah.
Yep. It pops off of him, goes in the air over his shoulder, and he swipes it out from behind his back as it's going in the net.
If I tried to do that, I'd break my shoulder. It would literally snap.
There's the view.
Wow. I've always liked John Gibson. He's a good guy.
Yeah. That was that's definitely up there for save of the year.
That's going to be in the save of the year candidates for sure. Great one. Nice one. I mean, one thing to react to make a save, but I don't think I could even do that.
Right. The sweeping your hand completely behind your back.
I don't know how I can do that.
This next one is just, it's funny because it's one of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen in hockey. Give me just a second. So this is Gajo in Florida.
Okay.
And he's in the penalty box. And you'll see what happens next, because I've never seen a hockey player do this.
Oh, he's not picking his nose, is he?
No. He's looking at how well manicured his nails are. And then he asks for scissors while he's in the penalty box and starts clipping his nails.
And then, has anyone got any polish?
He's like really looking at his fingernails. Scissors. I need scissors.
I thought for one horrible moment it was going to go like this. Yeah. Oh, there's a little bit.
That's a first for me.
Yeah.
Seeing somebody ask for scissors so that they can clip their nails while they're in the penalty box.
He should have got a file as well.
Yeah.
I've never seen that before, ever.
Yeah, but TZ, that didn't look like he was losing a nail. That looked like he was literally just taking off maybe the corner of a nail or something, because he wasn't cutting deep.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, this is there's a couple of interesting hits, if you could call hits interesting. I guess they are. They're always interesting. This is a hit and a fight, I think.
Okay.
But we always like to judge whether these hits are good, bad, or indifferent. So this is Giroux, I think. No audio, but now on Wilson. I think it's Wilson. Yeah. Is it? I mean, the angle. I think
It's
hits
shoulder to shoulder.
It's shoulder to shoulder. Of course, Wilson doesn't like it, so
he's going to take offense at it. Yeah.
So he does go for I think there is a punch up afterwards, but I think it's a fair hit. And then there's the fight.
Yeah, the fight's actually pretty good.
Well, it's Kachuk takes
That's
it on.
Kachuk.
Yeah, a lot of wrestling going on there. A lot of wrestling. So
well, I've got one last good fight. Gadjevich. This is also Florida. We'll just throw it up there.
Yeah.
And bring in the sound.
Gadjevich are going to go at it. They were talking in behind the play, and Gadjevich and Lopate are throwing them.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody's playing any defense.
No.
They're just exchanging rights at the same time.
And eventually their arms get sore.
That's a major league.
That was pretty cool.
Fast paced.
Cool, yeah, I like that. That was nice.
Yeah.
However, there's nothing quite like a coach fight as opposed to a goalie fight. Well, they're almost fighting. This is from the Ontario Hockey League, which, as we know, is not for shrinking violets. Usually, it's usually a pretty rough league. There's a Messier in this game. I wonder if he's any relation. This is the coaches starting to get into it.
Yeah. Through the glass.
Yeah. Shoresy would be loving this.
Yeah. So would Wah.
That's right. The players are trying to get in there. This is great. This is great.
Are they in? Do they have like the announcer space between the benches? Is that where they're trying to get at?
I think no, it just says between the benches. I don't know if they do. I don't see an announcer in there.
Well, I think he would have ran away when
the
coaches tried to start fighting.
But whoever Messier is, he gets right in there. Well, he could claim he's trying to keep them apart, I guess. No, he's going for it. He's going.
Yeah, the ref is wrapping him up.
Yeah, that's funny. I love that one. That is one of the funniest. Good for them.
Well, we all know how
Dallas
I like.
Are on 4. Dallas have got a 4th goal. It's 4-5 now.
5-4.
It's on. It's on.
You've always got such little faith. How much time?
There's still 10 minutes left.
Possible.
I mean, see, Edmonton are not that good, really. Oh, just about a 5th. I don't know. I'd hate to.
They shut it down.
Even if
they shut it down once they got the lead.
That's right. Even they did. Yeah. Even if oh shoot! Well, they're giving Dallas are going for it. They're going for it. Anyway.
Well, we all know how much I love reverse hits, so we've got a good one here. Lafreniere.
Oh, right. Eat my shoulder. Eat my.
That's a big reverse
That
hit.
is a beauty.
Bing.
Yeah. Oh, stunned.
He looked a little bit lost
stunned.
there.
A little bit stunned.
A little bit.
So, yeah, that was a good one. Who was the Caps player there?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know them by their numbers, so I
can't, if I can't see the number, I've got no clue. Yeah. We did have a Rempy hit though. In the week.
We did.
We had a Rempy. It's an interesting one.
Rantanen got a power play goal, WG said.
He did? Oh, so he's got
that
a
was
goal?
One of the goals is what he's saying.
Oh, right, because it's on over here, but because I'm... Look, you run the show, I'm just going to watch the game. So Rantanen's got a point. He's got an assist, at least one assist and a goal. So, but this power play, our power play's been good recently, which is unusual, but he should make it good. He should make it better.
One would think. But the Avs, from the time that we got rid of Rantanen, our power play became the best in the league. Yeah. From the moment Rantanen left to today. If that tells you anything.
You know what our subtle plan was tonight is to completely demoralize Edmonton by making them think they were going to have a blowout win and then snatching it from them. So when we play them in the Western Conference final this year, we'll beat them this time. So this is the Rempy hit. That's again, it's controversy.
I thought this would happen last week.
It did, but I don't know if we showed it.
Yeah, because I think we talked about whether he should be suspended or not.
Oh, I didn't think we'd. Yeah, I had it on my list. I didn't think we'd show it, but
we might not have.
I thought we had not shown it, but I might be wrong. But I think he led with his elbow. You can see him lifting his arm and going like that. So I think it was a pretty dirty one. But I don't think anything happened about it.
No, he got it 2 minutes, and I think they looked at it for 5 minutes, but they kept it at 2 minutes, I believe.
So
I don't know. I mean, when your elbow is
last week, didn't he score a goal?
Yeah, he did get a goal. What do you do when your elbow is at the height of somebody's head though at all times?
Yeah, but what he did is he took his arm.
Yeah,
for me,
he lifted his arm up
and went like that instead of going in with the shoulder. He actually went like that with his forearm, and I think that was. I mean, it could have been instinctive, but he's going to have to curb that.
He has to a degree. I mean, he's still hitting. He's making big hits, but he's not making hits to get you suspended anymore.
Yeah, or killing people.
Yeah.
He's clumsy, as somebody said. He's still a bit clumsy.
Well, and if you go with your shoulder there, you're going shoulder directly across the chin. Because, I mean, I'm not sure what he needs to do. Maybe he needs to talk to Chara and figure out how Chara wasn't ever in as much trouble as he is.
Chara was a big guy, a bit of a man mountain. I never had anything usually but respect for him because I don't think he ever really. He wasn't a dirty player, in my opinion. Others may disagree with that because he had a long career and obviously hit a lot of guys. Didn't fight anybody that I saw him turn fights down because the guy was too small. He's like, I'm not going to do it.
He did that a few times.
Yeah,
or he would just put his hand on their visor and just hold them while they swung.
So I never had anything against Chara, I mean, he's a big guy, and I think he handled it pretty well.
Yeah, he was,
in my opinion,
huge.
Yeah, huge. But seeing as the Edmonton game is still going, I do want to show this. McDavid is possibly not the best hitter in the world, or I don't know if he's such a great guy at hits. He attempts one here.
Yeah.
He certainly attempts one. Oops.
McDavid puts himself into the bench.
Oops. Zegras is like, gotcha.
Yeah.
In fact, Zegras doesn't even look back. He's like, I don't care.
Jack Drury did one of those tonight too, but he he went headfirst into the board, so it didn't work out well for him.
Yes, these things happen, you know. Not every hit can be
You think
made.
you got somebody lined up, and then somebody just stops. Oh, didn't mean to transition.
Oh, that's all right. Well, that's what she said.
Yeah.
That's what they said.
Let me set it up.
Oh,
just one of the tic-tac-toe plays from the Avs over the past couple days.
Yeah, I thought
this one was a beauty.
Yeah. Go for it. Do it.
Here we go.
Now, which game was this?
Here, right? Great passing through
this was against San Jose on Thursday night.
How about this tic-tac-toe?
Yeah, but it's like beating up a kid 3 grades below you.
Yes, but did you see that was 4 passes wide open net?
Oh, yeah.
McKinnon to Lehkonen to Natchez to Drouin.
That's a beauty.
There's no way to stop. Of course, it's a power play as well.
When you're on fire, you're on fire. But yeah, but you still got to do it. Still have to do it. That's neat. Yeah, nice one.
Then imagine you get Nelson in there in place of Lehkonen.
I can do one. I can do a Stars one like that. All five guys in the power play are involved in this goal. This was when we bodied the Blues. They were 3-1 up at one point, but we beat them, you know. We're just making them think they were going to get ahead. So all 5 Stars players take part in this. Oops, hang on. Sorry about that.
Actually, we haven't heard sound. I haven't heard sound from a single thing you played tonight. I don't know if it's playing on the stream.
I can hear it, but it doesn't mean it's coming through, I guess. But yeah, Johnston's just on fire.
Ding.
Bing.
Nice.
Yeah, he said Robertson had a hat trick. Johnston's had a hat trick in the week. Robertson's had a hat trick, and they've had those two in Hints have had multiple multi-point games. It's I think Edmonton may have scored again. Oh no. Oh no, yes, no. Ottinger stopped it. He actually made a save.
Yay!
Yay! So we had some really good games during the week. I'm going to be a real homer. This was the beauty, though. This was a real beauty. This is Thomas Harley, 4.8 seconds to go in a game again that we were down 3-1 to Jersey. We got it back to 3 each. 4.8 seconds to go.
Nice.
New Jersey players were a little bit dispirited after that one.
I would think so.
Yeah. The Harley's also playing really well.
Looking to see if there's any clips from tonight.
So there was controversy about this. New Jersey were going nuts about it because they claimed that there should have been an icing call before this.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of remember that.
And so Harley, the puck was played down to the Stars' end. Harley tried to play it, but it bounced over his stick. So he didn't touch it, and it was icing was called as a result. So
icing was called off.
No, it was called.
Right.
So we got the face-off.
Oh, okay.
Back in their zone with like 8 seconds left, and then Harley scores the goal at 4.8 seconds. So they were screaming, going mental, and the Devils at Sheldon Keefe was going mental. Well, he intended to play the puck, and he didn't play it, but he intended to, so it should have been icing should have been called off. Well, you can't say what the intention of somebody is. He tried to play it. It bounced over his stick. It's still an icing. He didn't touch it.
Right, if it's not touched, it's icing.
Yeah, but their argument, the Devils' argument was, well, he intended to play it, and just because he missed it, that makes no difference. He intended to play it.
Yeah,
well,
that doesn't work.
It doesn't work that way. And then Harley afterwards said, look, I didn't touch it, and I tried to get it, and it was the end of the game, and I was knackered. What do you expect that I did? I went for it, and I couldn't get it. So, but it was
Leave me alone.
It was the weirdest Devil's argument was, well, he intended to play it. It's like Minority Report or something here,
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah. So,
I've got I can do a couple of the goals from the Avs tonight because this is McKinnon's march to 100. So this is the McKinnon go-ahead goal. This is where Lawton, the Maple Leafs' new player, gets absolutely burned.
Wow.
You may not want to let that guy just march towards your goal. And then McKinnon got an empty netter at the end for the 100th point.
This is a beauty, though, yeah.
And then this was Druin tying up the game.
Druin had a good game.
Yeah. Ding.
There's nothing like it when your team's firing on all cylinders.
Especially, that's Charlie Coyle's first point with us.
Yeah.
And then there was a funny one that they played tonight during the game. So, former Avs defenseman and former, I think it was Toronto defenseman, John Michael Lyles. Before Makar, he had the most defensive points ever for the Avs, or most offensive points for a defenseman on the Avs.
Yeah.
So they were showing, because he joined our announcing team tonight for his first game.
Right.
So they showed what happened to him back in the 2014 Winter Classic. This has got to be heartbreaking if you're a player. So they're getting ready to start, or they're out there for warm-ups for the Winter Classic.
Let's go back to 2014. Oh man, the big house in Ann Arbor, Michigan.
There's Lyles getting warmed up.
Right.
Getting ready to go, and then, oh no.
What happened?
Then the GM calls down and says, "You've been traded."
Oh, no.
So he has to walk back up the tunnel, and he doesn't get to play in the Winter Classic.
Oh, what a shame. Oh, the poor guy. Where was he traded to?
I don't remember.
It's a shame he wasn't traded to the other team. He might have played them.
They couldn't believe it.
To the Canes, it looks like. It says Canes, new guy.
What a shame.
But that was kind of funny because he was like, yeah, well, I was all ready to go. I'm doing my warm-ups. They had told me I might get traded. And then
you think after the game, maybe?
Yeah, you get traded before you get to play in your first Winter Classic or your first outdoor game in general.
You never got one. Yeah. What a shit. I mean,
WG says, yes, he did go to the Canes in that
We've seen
trade.
players getting traded in the intermissions of games or during games. That's happened.
Yeah. Yep.
Or asking to be
I mean,
traded.
but typically you do hold out your players if they're going to be traded. And I think John Michael Lyles said, yes, he knew that there was a very good possibility of it, but he wanted to get out there either way, just in case. So I don't think he would have played in the game no matter what, because if he was on the trading block, they would have held him out of the game either way. But he wanted to get out there and at least experience what it was like to be out on the ice.
They give him a warm-up, So he's back. He's in the commentary team now.
Yeah, he's joined the permanent commentary team. Nice. He's actually worked for us for 8 years doing commentary, but he does it during the intermission. And he did it from his house in his wine cave that he has. And to the right of him in his wine cave, this ties in with our show, are some of the most expensive bottles of bourbon I have ever seen.
Wow.
Like, when the Avs win, he'll pour himself a glass of Pappy's. That's like a $2,300 bottle.
Holy shit.
I mean, so he would spend his whole time doing the announcing or doing the intermission reports in his man cave, drinking wine and then either celebrating with a bourbon or not. So he basically just got drunk for the whole game.
You gotta say that's living the dream, isn't it? Really?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, because I'm sure he's getting bottles gifted to him too.
Yeah.
But so he showed up at the studio today, and in his bag, they got a picture of it. He's got a bottle of wine sticking out of the bag. So he's now bringing the wine to the games.
Living the dream, man. Living the
Yep.
dream. Good for him. Well, that's
He was
nice to
he
hear.
was a good player. I like
Nice
that guy.
to hear. Yeah. Nice to hear. So I've only got a couple more clips. This is because there's obviously rookie cup competition, as it were. What's the name? What's the rookie cup? I can never remember the names.
I don't know.
Matvei Michkov has got 20 goals, so he's a rookie with 20 goals. First to reach 20 goals this year. God, I can't get my.
Yeah, right ahead of Celebrini.
Yeah,
they both got 20 goals in the same night.
Yeah, this was his team was getting murdered, but it's still a nice goal. Nice snipe. Did you have Hellebuck playing that night?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah,
that's not Hellebuck, is it?
No, it's not Hellebuck. I don't know I don't know who that goalie is. Hellebuck's not number one. Yeah, nice goal.
Yeah, I think he's just screwed because I think they're planning on giving it to Celebrini either way, as long as Celebrini sticks around.
Just to give the Sharks something.
Remember, I think Hughes going down has basically locked up the Norris for Makar now, because I think they were going to give it to Hughes, and since he's injured and he's not going to be putting up any numbers, and because Makar's numbers are ridiculous anyway, I think Makar is going to get his second in a row.
Fair enough. Yeah, he should. He's playing brilliantly. What a guy. It's quite a nice Dylan Larkin goal. He was practically falling over when he scored this.
Yep.
Yeah.
Jumping through the air.
Yeah. You know, I keep thinking of him as a youngster. He's been in Dallas, been at the Red Wings for years now.
Yeah, he's been around for a bit.
Yeah, he's no longer a youngster, but I think that might have been it for me, flip-wise.
I mean, compared to you, they're all young.
Everybody's
It's getting to the point where, compared to me, they're young.
That's right. It comes to us all, and you start wondering, you get to the point where you go, every single player playing in the league is younger than me.
Yeah. I'm sitting there looking at it, and it's like Landeskog. I mean, you feel like he's been around forever, and that he's, he's lost 3 years, and will he ever play again? He's getting so old, and it's like he's 35.
Yeah.
Or 36.
I mean, it's like once you get to it's like 40, you're thinking, there's nobody in the league younger than me. And I look at these young rookies, and they're a third of my age, if not younger. Some of them,
And the rookie of the year is the Calder.
I thought it was the Calder. I never remember the names of them.
Hart is the MVP, Calder, then the Norris is defenseman.
Yeah, I can never remember them. So, this is my last clip. It's Jason Robertson breaking Calgary's heart that night because he scored that, and then he scored the winner in overtime.
Nice.
I believe
Robertson's looking pretty good this year, I think.
Yeah. Just a nice. So after a terribly slow start to the year, Robertson, Hintz, and Johnston are all on fire right now.
Picking it up.
It's a shame they're not quite as on fire tonight as they need to be, because we're 27 seconds to go and we're still losing 5-4. We have an empty net. And Edmonton's just about to... No, they didn't. He missed it. Okay, we've got 15 seconds. I think we're going to lose. Come on, boys. One last... Come on, somebody do something. Somebody do something. Nope. Too late.
Quick, somebody make something happen.
Somebody make something happen. Just Shoot! Nah, too late. We're losing. So it's 5-4 win for Edmonton. Doesn't look as embarrassing as it did earlier. It's still a loss, though. Still a loss.
Still a loss. Those are annoying when they do come that far back and then just can't get it done. Because you have hope that whole time, and then
yeah, so you just give us hope. That's all you did. But Edmonton fans are celebrating because they've apparently it's the equivalent of winning the Stanley Cup.
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
Well, Edmonton doesn't get to feel that very often.
Yes, we'll move on to that was that joke that Ron DeSantis made.
Yeah.
Yeah. You only come down here to see what a Stanley Cup winning team looks like.
Right.
I had to admit that was funny. So, yeah, unfortunately we lost that one, but never mind. We're on to Vancouver tomorrow. I hope Roby.
Oh, you got back-to-backs?
Yeah, back-to-backs. We're playing in Vancouver, so...
Getting that Canadian swing done, huh?
Indeed. Not playing in Calgary, though. Otherwise, I would have gone. That's. I think this year they're
I think I'll be playing Blackwood on Monday because we're playing the Blackhawks. Might be one to gamble for the extra shutout.
You should go for that. Yes, go for that. But there it was. Yes.
Yeah. So what do you got coming up?
I don't know about tomorrow. I'm not sure I got anything going on tomorrow. Monday, I'm not doing I'm doing a show, kind of, but I'm not doing a normal full-on show with a panel and a topic. I'm just going to do a solo gaming stream on Monday, 3 p.m. Mountain Time, normal time slot. Just because I haven't really had time to prep. My shows usually take a lot of prep, so
right.
I haven't had that time. So I'm playing Baldur's Gate 3 right now, so everyone that wants to come and hang out at 3 p.m. Mountain Time on Monday, you can mock my shitty play and my terrible choices, because quite frankly, turn-based RPGs are not normally my thing, but it could be quite funny. So that's what's going on Monday, and then the rest of the week I'm sure will unfold as it may, and it usually does.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, in just under 12 hours, we've got Little Chad's returned to the bullpen after his 2-week hiatus.
I thought
so we'll be. It felt like it. So we'll be going over Trump's State of the Union, the response to that. Everything else has been going on with tariffs and all that kind of stuff. So tomorrow will be packed pretty full. Monday night comics division, and then Tuesday night over on Mad's new channel we're doing stuff. Nice. Wednesday the midweek hump on Shagsworth's channel, then back to comics on Thursday, and Friday is an art, and then we're back here. So staying busy.
Indeed.
And I do have everybody set from my chat to go over to Zach's.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know if I'm joining tonight with the time change. With the time change going on in a few hours and early show. I don't know that I want to do that, but reminder to everybody, tonight's time change night.
Indeed, same here, and I'm just going to hit the sack after this rather than go on Zach's. So. But I am sending everyone over there. And I should point out, I did put a little short video up today with anyone that's interested in my old music that I like. A guy called Joey Molland, who was a guitarist and singer and one of the members of a band called Badfinger back in the 70s, died last week. So I put a little tribute video up from today. So he was the last remaining member of that band. The rest died several years ago. So anyway, they're the guys, for anyone who doesn't know, that wrote the song Without You, that was a huge hit for Harry Nilsson, and then later Mariah Carey had a big hit with it. They wrote it originally, but didn't have a hit single with it. So anyway, anyone that's interested in that kind of 70s rock stuff, just go check that video out and see why I liked that band so much.
Cool.
There you go. Got to try and do videos occasionally. Just once in a while.
No reason. Not Not if you're on shows every night. There's no time for videos.
It takes so freaking long to make a video. It's ridiculous. But, yeah.
Actually, a whole bunch of people want me to start cutting up segments from the bullpen into bite-sized chunks. So
It would be good, yeah.
Yeah, it's just a lot of extra work.
Yeah, I mean, people
It
say,
would
why
take
don't
up
you
all
chop,
Sunday.
yeah, why don't you chop bits out of your shows? I go, well, that was a 2.5 hour live show. I've
Yeah.
got to watch it again. I'm not doing that.
And then you've got to watch it again. And probably again.
It's done. It's over.
Yep. All right. Well, everybody have a great night. We'll be popping you over to Zach's channel. I'm not sure what kind of craziness they've got going on tonight, but it's usually something insane. So
Hail Southern Belle, by the way, and Davina's here too.
Howdy, Belle.
Yes, and the Canadian Spider-Man. Bye.
Yep.
Good night,
Night, everybody.